Welcome to this session for Now at Work 2020. My name is Meg Santos. I'm a program director at Enable, and today I'm joined by Bharat Rajora, who's our delivery principal in Hong Kong. Hi, Bharat. How are you?
Hey Meg, thank you so much. How are you?
I'm good, good. Thanks for joining us today. So I know you've worked a lot with our Hong Kong team and a lot of our teams in Asia. Do you want to give us a bit of a snippet as to what you're sharing with us today?
Sure, Meg. Yeah, the biggest challenge that we have seen in the market is that the external customer engagement lifecycle with the organization. So while working with the different region, there are different teams and different platforms involved, and those silo processes because of the region. For example, Philippines will have its own on delivery model and engagement model, and maybe using a different product and a platform, whereas the Singapore team and Hong Kong teams, they'll be using different. So the biggest challenge is the overall experience for the external customers when they interact with the same with the different teams with the same customer. It's a different experience altogether. So that's the biggest challenge that we have seen, and what we want to really investigate and bring the opportunity to the market is a seamless interface, a standardized kind of an engagement model. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So you talked a little bit, Bharat, about the customer engagement life cycle. How does that play out? Like, are there like certain stages to that? Do you want to talk us through a little bit about how that is broken down?
Yes, Meg, thank you. Yeah, you're picking the right word, stages. Yes. How we have seen customers when we get to them, they tell us that there are 5 stages involved, which starts with the CRM engagement, which is opportunity related and oriented. And when we first time onboard the customers, external customers, that's when the proposal will start, and then the ordering will start, which is the third stage, and the fourth one will be the service delivery altogether onto the ServiceNow platform using the CSM and maybe the field services, and then the last one is again billing. So these are kind of 5 stages that we have identified, and when we refer back to these 5 stages with the different customers, different regions, with the different platforms, that's where the ambiguity really starts. And that's where the problem that needs to be eliminated as part of the standardized platform engagement. Yeah.
So 5 stages, different platforms, different data points, different people, different locations. What are the key challenges that come out of this scenario? Do you want to talk about the common patterns that we're seeing?
Yeah, yes, Meg. So the biggest challenge that we have seen is the governance altogether. The leaders, they may be sitting in, let's say, in Hong Kong, and they have got teams in Singapore, Philippines, and Malaysia, and all these regions, they use silo processes. So the governance is the biggest challenge. How are we doing? How well we are doing? Why are we taking lot of time in drafting the proposal, in getting the contracts done from one region, whereas the other region is a little fast or maybe a little slow, and how is ERP actually supporting the multi-region with that information and data. So the biggest challenges, if I just need to outline in the bullet points, the high turnaround time for the proposals, the lack of consolidated governance, the gaps in the overall data, and all this impacts the organization productivity. Yeah.
So now that you've done speaking about the challenges, Bharat, I guess my next question is, what is Enable providing, and how has Enable helped our customers overcome these challenges?
Sure. Yeah. The value adds that Enable is providing, and what we are weaving through is involving the overall engagement model upliftment using the Enable way of methodology, which is very much aligned with the ServiceNow best practices, and a very simple one, with the 5 stages and with a workflow already driven in and driving the teams continuously towards the success. So that's the first value add that we bring in. The overall case engagement, we have many success stories with the different customers, different regions. That's the second value add that we bring in. The third one is the launchpad. We have got another video, another session coming up, and it's there. That's the biggest win-win for everyone that we are trying to bring into as part of the consolidated solution and an offering. So these contribute to eliminate those challenges. If you remember, we talked about the CRM's opportunity, longer time of proposed links, or the master data supports. So what we see that these value adds with the collaterals, the experience altogether that Enable has got more than 1,000 hours of total experience from the team, that brings in a value add that customers are able to leverage upon. It's kind of a ready-to-use solution and a guidance using the collaterals, using the processes, using the engagement model to uplift their internal platform adoption. So if you remember, traditionally ServiceNow was only used as a service delivery, but now ServiceNow is more of an enterprise, at the enterprise level. Yes, so that's where we are bringing a value add, that the overall time should be reduced, the governance and the visibility with the trend analysis using the different solutions all on one platform. Teams doesn't have to really worry about different processes, different silo regions, and it's more of a upliftment from the end-to-end enterprise level. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good, Bharat. So I think earlier you spoke about the 5 stages in that entire life cycle, right? And I think that we talked around a lot about the customer service experience, but I think there's also another persona that we want to highlight around ServiceNow's field service management solution. So do you want to talk a little bit about how that overall CSM better together story with field service management and the like how that works with third-party dispatching systems, how that solution fits together to provide a richer solution for the customer?
Sure, Meg. Yeah, and that's a good question, because that's the overall ask, and that's what really customers are looking for. That okay, we have purchased a ServiceNow subscription, we may be using different subscriptions. How do we use Enable expertise to uplift, and what's the CSM and field services when we have got our teams on the ground, how they are enabled so that we get the right outcome. So if we look into the integrations which are providing the ERP master data, the parts information to the service delivery using the CSM module in ServiceNow, the field services module is also well integrated within the ServiceNow platform, and if the need be, we can also integrate with the customer's field services, what they have got on their enterprise level. But within the ServiceNow, field services is mobile ready. It brings a lot of information on the handheld device. The field service agent can actually look into the best routes that they should be adopting to reach the destination. If there is no internet, then they can offline work and update. And if they are online, then they can really seek the real-time asset information, the parts information, the availability. So what we are seeing, what we have started seeing in this is that the team on the ground is using the mobile and facilitating the CSM and FSM lifecycle using the ERP data which is available on their mobile, and really see whether that part is available or not available, and what's the real cost. And if that cost is associated, then billing? Is it aligned with the contract? So that's where we see that different stages, the collaterals that we have built over a period of time on the same platform, it is giving one system of record, one system of engagement, and the people on the ground are also using that data and play it back into the system so that it can move into the next stage. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So, talking about the next stage, I think one of the key important stages is the billing and invoicing side of things. So, we've started to talk about the engagement with a customer at the beginning, at the onset, and then you talked about the service as it goes through a dispatching or service delivery side of things.
Yes.
Now we're talking about the last stage, which is the billing. So, how does this all connect to the billing stage?
Yeah, that's a good question, and it's the most common question because that's the whole objective of this offering and of this discussion and bringing something to the table so that customers can get the billing accuracy. The Another kind of a challenge that we have seen when we have got silo processes, every process may be using a different methodology to onboard their external customers with different attributes associated with the customer. So by the time we consolidate that information and send to the billing, for the billing, the same customer end up having different names: A Limited, A Dot Limited, ABC Limited, and these may be the same customers, right? So that's where the billing accuracy comes in, because we are using the ServiceNow as one model, one platform, one engagement with one standardized information. There is no ambiguity in the customer name. The ship to codes can be used and leveraged. It is always in constant sync with the ERP, which is bringing in the information as and when required. Just one click, you bring in, and that's all get consolidated, and at the month end it's sent to the billing for the invoicing. So that is the value add that we are eliminating, and we have seen, and we have got a roadmap. We have got those collaterals, those kind of attributes which really help customers not to worry about where to start, how to start. It's kind of a all weaved in the package.
Sounds good, Bharat. So let me just summarize all that I heard from you today. The solution that we have presented provides a number of benefits for customers who are looking to elevate the customer service experience in line with the customer service delivery life cycle. So the key things that we talked about is having an implementation that is low risk because of experience, thousands and thousands of hours of experience that we've learned from various engagements that we've had, and rapid implementation because we have all these already packaged in our launch pads and collaterals, and also our process roadmap where we are able to really articulate what elements are required for each stage of the implementation. What all of this does after the end, the ultimate outcome, is providing an improvement in overall turnaround time as customers start using one system with a standardized set of processes, so not operating in silos and speaking towards the same data points. We also talked about improvement in governance, for example, with having one system of engagement, because you are able to manage and see the visibility across all data and be able to analyze and make some really good executive decisions on how you could change and steer the path of your teams. And also improvements in collateral management, as you said, one system of record, so you have reusability of a lot of the collaterals. Improvement, I think, in overall productivity. So we said that many times because you have information that is syncing now in various systems that are all integrated in the one system of engagement, ultimately eliminating the repetitive information and work that needs to happen when you're operating in different silos. And lastly, probably the most important thing, we have seen improvements in billing. Again, that's only because of one system of truth that provides consolidated and correct information to the billing systems. Does that sound like a good wrap up?
Yeah, that was a good summary, Meg. Yeah, I think that's the whole objective of engaging with Enable. Keep it simple, keep it consolidated, and give the value add. So yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Meg. Yes.
All right. Well, thank you for your time today, Bharat. So, for everyone who's watching us today, thank you for your attention. And if you want to hear more about it, then reach out to Enable. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you. Stay safe. Bye.